They're similar, but perhaps slightly slower effects with regard to the neurological and neuropsychiatric effects. So we're already seeing huge effects that we know are caused by EMF exposures of the following sort. I can't sleep, I'm tired all the time, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, my memory doesn't work. And then there are also effects on tinitus, there are effects on the sensory organs. And so they're all impacted and by extensive data from various kinds of EMFs. And complaints of these kinds of things are very widespread in human populations, and particularly in the so-called technologically advanced countries, because those are the countries, of course, that have the most EMF exposures. So I am highly fearful we're going to see a crash in our collective brain function. Everything is dependent on our collective brain function, and that 5G, because of its extraordinary high-level pulsations, will greatly speed this up. And it's already going at what used to be called warp speed, I guess we can say. So that's a great concern. So that's a second nightmare. Third one has to do with very early onset Alzheimer's dementias. We are seeing in many places around the world that the age of onset of Alzheimer's disease is dropping rapidly. So we're seeing very young people developing Alzheimer's. We're also seeing people who have what have been called digital dementias, young children, young teenagers and young people in their 20s, who are on their digital devices for many hours a day and on Wi-Fi for many hours a day. And those people are developing what are called digital dementias. We don't know how close or how far away those digital dementias are from Alzheimer's disease. There has simply been no study on it. But there is reason to think that Alzheimer's can be produced by EMF exposures. And let me just tell you what the most convincing evidence is on that. There are a whole series of animal models of Alzheimer's disease where animals develop effects that are very, very similar to what happens in human Alzheimer's sufferers. And so there were 2 studies published in which it was shown that the only thing you need to do to convert perfectly normal rats into very early onset Alzheimer's rats is to give them a series of EMF pulses. That is the only thing you need to do. You get close to 100% conversion to very early onset Alzheimer's. And this raises an absolutely gigantic question about 5G, which is, as I said before, extraordinarily highly pulsed. It's designed to be extraordinarily highly pulsed. It could well be, we see in these animals that even 100 pulses within 1 second can produce very early onset Alzheimer's disease, that even a very, very short exposure to 5G might produce universal onset in humans. Now, I don't know that that's the case. I certainly hope it's not the case, but we are taking absolutely stunning risks that are completely and utterly unacceptable.
Ik heb ongeveer 15 jaar geleden ontdekt dat ik gevoelig ben voor straling. Ik ben in die tijd verhuisd en in dat huis voelde ik mij niet goed. En elke keer als ik naar buiten ging, trok het weer bij. Zodoende heb ik gezocht naar wat er in dat huis kon zijn. En ik heb een meetspecialist uiteindelijk maar ingehuurd. Door deze meting ben ik erachter gekomen dat er veel invloeden is van buiten. Hoogfrequente straling, masten, dektelefoons, wifi. Ik ben dit allemaal gaan saneren en daardoor voelde ik mij beter. Als je hier tot deze ontdekking komt, dan wordt het leven steeds moeilijker. De laatste 5 jaar is het leven echt steeds moeilijker geworden. Omdat ook wifi in treinen zit, in openbare gebouwen. Je kunt het eigenlijk niet meer ontlopen. Als ik naar een feestje ga of in een koor wil zingen, ik moet vragen, mag de telefoon uit, mag de wifi uit, mag de dektelefoon uit. Anders kan ik daar niet zijn of niet heel lang. En ik wil graag meedoen in het sociale leven. Ik wil mijn familie zien. En dat wordt op deze manier heel lastig. De effecten van straling op mij gaan over hartkloppingen, hartritmestoornissen. Mijn oren beginnen te piepen en te suizen. Het doet pijn, zelfs in mijn oren. Mijn traanvocht stopt. En ik heb het gevoel dat ik weg wil.